So today I want to talk about how I handle like bad ticks in school. And frequently I've had a lot of bad ticks in school. And last year was definitely my worst year with ticks. I'm a senior in high school, and my junior year was the worst year for my ticks. They would just never stop. There were times where my ticks were like better and worse in like other classes, and my ticks, they were the best throughout the whole entire day, and then I would get to like seventh period and they'd be terrible. And then I'd get to eighth period and they'd also be terrible. So, you know, that year it was terrible, but only for those two periods for the most part. So yeah. And then this year, the worst days are, like, my worst periods are, again, towards the end of the day. The beginning periods of my day are always the best, probably because I just woke up and doesn't really have an effect on me yet. My ticks get worse during the winters than they are in the summers. So my ticks are affected by cold, not heat, as much. Um, okay, so when I have like tick episodes during school, I have them towards the end of the day, like I said, mostly during the winter, so during like the middle of the school year. Um, and so I hit myself really hard. um, and sometimes I'll go to the nurse for that and I'll just get a bag of ice. So in my school, we can just go to the nurse's office. We don't even have to like talk to her. And we just go and get a bag of ice and walk right out. Like we don't have to say anything or do ask or whatever. So that's what I do when I hit myself a lot. Uh, when I go, that's uh, great. I just like triggered it now. Um, um, when I have that tick a lot, I mean, okay, so everyone in my school knows that I have Tourette's, really. Like, all my friends, all the people in my classes, they know I have Tourette's, so they don't really bully me for it. So when my vocal tics are bad, I just stay in the classroom. But when I have, like, hitting myself, for some reason, like, can't. I can't stay in class. That I just can't. Like, it'll get worse if I stay in class. So it's like, it's not worth it. Um, So and also another disclaimer, my ticks are also the only times I get like really, really, really bad, like unbearable ticks in school is when I have tests. And this year, my ticks are like the most academic classes are towards the end of the day. So I'm thinking that because they're like the most academic classes that I have, that's like I care about the most, and like my stress levels and stuff are the most at that time. So that's the only time I get like really bad ticks is when I have like tests and stuff. Um, so yeah. So whenever I have bad ticks and I have a test, I always say, "Hey, can I have the test out in the hall?" And that's I am allowed to do that because I have a 504 and go to a public school. So they have to a 504 plan. They have to like I don't know, like accommodate to me. So that's like the whole thing. So my bad tick my bad tick days are always towards the other day, more during the winter, and always when I have tests. And so like so I just say, "Oh, can I take the test out in the hall?" And they'll say, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I've never had a teacher tell me no. Um, and if your teacher tells you no and you have a 504 and IEP, uh, fight fight them, fight for your rights. Like no, like it's either you take out in the hall and not distract people and take your test the way you want to take it, or hold your ticks in and like risk having a worse score. I don't know. Just if you feel more comfortable when your ticks are bad to take it out in the hall, take it out in the hall. That's all I have to say. Um, so I go to the nurse and I hit myself a lot. I stay in class and I have vocal tics. Um, a lot of the time, whenever my tics, for some reason, I can never finish my tests. So the teachers usually, they're my tics, and eye tics get really bad too. Um, so honestly, a lot of the time my teachers was like, "Hey, do you want to take this on day?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, thank you." And yeah, I thankfully my brother goes to my school as well. So whenever I have a bad tic episode, I sometimes go and see him. He calms me down, and it helps. It just helps. Another thing I would recommend at school, if you could bring your phone and bring headphones. There's like the meditation apps that like really help. They really help. They just like calm you down and just slow down like your heart rate and just like make you less anxious and just help you, especially during like before tests and stuff. Um, yeah, I mean my tics honestly they're pretty bad in school when I have tests and when I get like stress and stuff. Um, but yeah, that's yeah. When I'm in school, I mean they get bad, really bad. But a lot of the time I let it get to me. That's like one of my weaknesses when I can't do stuff that I'm usually able to do because of my Tourette's, and that sucks. And I would tell all my teachers know I have Tourette's, and so I would tell my teachers I'm having a really bad tick day. Can I sit out in the hall? If you don't have it, if your ticks are like always, always, always bad, they're obviously not gonna let you sit out in the hall every single day. But I don't know. Just you have to gauge it. If it's a good day, stay in class. If it's a bad day, don't. Don't hurt yourself more because of your ticks, and don't. I mean, it'll get better. Um, Also, go to the nurse if you need to, and don't be ashamed of going to the nurse either, because that's what they're there for. They're there to help you, and they're there to, um, if you need to lay down, lay down. If you need to go home, go home. You kind of have to just be the like gauge between that, and yeah, I mean it's hard. It's always so hard when your ticks are really bad in public, and you can't go home, and you're not supposed to go home, but you want to, and it's gonna be hard. And no one says it's gonna be easy, but you just have to be like the reader between that, and you have to like gauge where it's all gonna go. And yeah, this probably didn't help anyone, but I mean that's how I deal with my ticks. When I'm at school, I go to the nurse, go get an ice pack, or I sit out in the hall, honestly, for the majority of the time, the majority of the class. And like I usually don't take my test, because if they're causing me that much stress, then obviously like I can't take it if I can't stop hitting myself, or if I can't stop um um or if I can't stop doing my eye ticks because I can't focus on the test and I can't read. So yeah, you just have to make sure your teachers know, make sure nurses know, and just relax, I guess. So yeah, I mean,